Joining me now is Claudia Rosett, Independent Women's Forum Foreign Policy Fellow. Claudia, great to see you. Let me first play a soundbite with John Kirby. He's a Pentagon spokesperson about the possibility of Iran deal. It's kind of strange. Roll tape.
Why should we think that this will prevent them from getting closer to a nuclear weapon when we are not guaranteed anytime, anywhere inspections?
We're talking about re-entering the deal that was approved back in 2015, Martha. They are the most rigorous, most strenuous inspections of any arms deal that we've negotiated in the past. If Iran cheats, Martha, we're going to know about it.
But they've always cheated.
Now, he talks about the deal being approved. It wasn't approved by Congress. It was a deal that was approved by the Iranians and the Obama administration. I mean, that's why it was called a deal rather than a treaty, right?
Correct. David, if you actually look at what this thing has been since 2015, it was never truly about stopping Iran from getting nuclear weapons. It's always been about saying they've stopped them. And that's exactly what they're doing right now. It doesn't stop anything. It simply tells us it's okay, it's all solved. Sort of the way President Biden said last year, there's not going to be any bad scenes if we leave Afghanistan by August 31st.
Yeah,
it's
exactly. But, you know, Congress is there. Not only are all Republicans against it, but the significant number of Democrats. There were Democrats opposed to the first deal that was done by Obama. But there seem to be more now. Can Congress do anything to stop it?
Look, the way that this was done originally is President Obama simply rushed it to the United Nations. No one ever signed this deal from the U.S. government. The UN adopted it, and that's how it's functioned. You know, when President Trump pulled us out, there was never a treaty there. Can Congress actually stop this? I would not underestimate the games that this administration will play, because I think what they're looking for now, having choked the U.S. energy industry, killed the Keystone Pipeline, and continuing to do this kind of thing, they would now like Iranian oil on the market, so the price of gas will go down before the elections.
Bingo.
Which is not a way to handle. This involves nuclear weapons in the hands of a terror-sponsoring state that was planning to assassinate former American officials and was celebrating the assassination attempt on Salman Rushdie.
So essentially, this is more vote buying by the administration, putting our country's future at jeopardy with the nuke deal in order to get cheap oil. I mean, it's extraordinary. And Russia is still the intermediary in these negotiations, right?
Yeah, how crazy is that? Iran didn't want to talk with us directly. They're too good for that. So Russia has been the go-between, even as the U.S. has been saying you really shouldn't be making war in Ukraine. And what's been going on is, while Russia normalizes the idea that Russia should be making open war in Eastern Europe against a country friendly to the United States, our diplomats are over there involved in these murky, complex, sort of shrouded talks where Russia is rushing back and forth telling us what Iran wants or doesn't want.
It's just insane.
It gives Russia great leverage.
You know, if you were a novelist writing this out 10 years ago, nobody would buy it. No, I mean, they would say that's absurd. A U.S. president wouldn't do these things, you know, but indeed he is. All right, Claudia, we got to leave it at that. Great to see you. Thank you for being here.